in the fire department that helped put this event on. It's a lot of work, a lot of man hours, a lot of our own time spent, and also our spouses and our children. It's truly a family event to put this on for you. I'd like to extend a wonderful expression of support and gratitude from all of our sponsors, both the business sponsors and the private sponsors of our door prizes tonight. I'd like to, and if you can see by on your tables, you'll have a thank you list of all of the sponsors, and if you would ever run across somebody, any of those owners or any of those individuals, you could extend them a thanks for donating to our department. I also would like to say thank you to all of you who show gratitude to our department by thank yous, words of encouragement, or monetary giving, and yes, even prayers for us when the call goes out for us to respond in some especially dangerous circumstances. I know many times I'll have an individual say to me, when I hear the fire whistle go off, we're praying for you, knowing that sometimes in the event we could become injured, or that, God forbid, some of us may even pass away. Many times as volunteer firefighters, or even in full service firefighters, it's not always the incident at the scene. Many times it's the next day or the night of after the scene where firefighters will pass away from heart attacks. It only comes a few hours after the incident. And reading a lot of professional periodicals about firefighting, they always have lists of fire department deaths and what their causes were, and I would say 95% of them were heart attacks a few hours after the incident. So we appreciate your prayers that you give to us when we go out on these calls. I would like to also extend a thank you to our board of directors for all the hard work that they're volunteering, also all the hard work that they do. It's a very thankless job. They're trying their best to provide us with the funds and with the training necessary in order for us to be an effective professional team. The names of the direct board of directors, as well as the fire department members, are on that brochure that you'll find at your tables. It's an evolving thing. We always have new members, lose members, and so does the board. They have members that come and go. So, in 2012, we responded to 18 calls in 2012. There were a variety of calls with all good outcomes. By that saying, no one was injured and property loss was at a controlled minimum. We feel much sadness for those individuals who suffer loss. It's really hard for us, especially if we go into the interior of a home and we have to put water on the interior of a home. It's really, really hard to do that to people's personal property, especially mementos. So we find that especially hard to control that situation. But our creed as firefighters is, and it is clear, it is a desire to serve, the courage to act, and the ability to perform. And that's been our creed, that's been our motto. And we hope to strive to become more professionals in that way. We have 19 firefighting individuals on our team, each with different skill sets, and each with unique talents, each with different physical abilities. But when the call goes out, we respond not merely as individuals, but as a well-honed team supporting one another, even in the gravest of risks or circumstances. We relish in the service to you and your loved ones and the preservation of your property. Our yearly volunteer hours runs literally in the thousands to prepare for the ultimate rescue or even the smallest grass fire. In 2012, we had a number of fundraising activities, grant awards, and also monetary value to all of that. So I'd like to share with you a little bit of some of the projects that we pursued and some of the monetary benefits from our projects. In 2012, we tried a calendar raffle and it was very successful. We profited $7,500 from the calendar raffle, and using that we were able to purchase much needed personal items as like boots, flashlights, jumpsuits, gloves, goggles, rope bags, equipment decals, a GPS unit, scene lights, and many of those items you can see over here on our display table that we purchased with the $7,500 from the calendar raffle. Also, the forestry department matched 50% of $5,217 is what those materials cost. So our contribution was $2,600, and the forestry grant matching was $50. The Lions Club had a spaghetti feed for us, and they raised $1,322, which was going to two portable light units, which are on the tripod that you see up there. That's a sample of that. Okay. Last year's firemen's supper netted us about $2,000. So that is used to continue to finance the suppers that precede these, and also for needed equipment or training. The Time Out Tavern had an auction for us that they would like to make an annual auction. This is going to be an ongoing event. The proceeds from this summer's auction was $1,435. That money is going to be put into a separate fund, equipment fund, for a new pumper. A new pumper is our goal, and so that is the beginning of that fund. Through a grant, through emergency management, we were able to obtain a new radio for our new grass rig, a $2,700 value. The 2nd Brigade Motorcycle Club had a poker run for us, and they raised $380, which went into the new pumper equipment fund. The Snowgoers Club donated us $500 for a good quality tow rope. The Strasburg Public School donated to us through the shop class 2 steel equipment boxes that the kids built for us. That was very needed, and we figured about a $400 value for those boxes. Our biggest acquisition this year in 2012, and thank you to the district for funding us, a 1998 Chevrolet diesel pickup, which is going to become our 3rd rescue, first attack, and wildland fighting piece of equipment. Before, we had only 2 grass rigs, which was inadequate, and we were using our pumper, basically our city pumper, we were using for fighting wildland fires, and it did not work well. So that is going to be taken out of service for fighting wildland fires other than delivering water. Okay? That pumper is aging, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So those are our fundraising activities for 2012, and with that comes our community activities and our community involvement. In 2012, we decided that we were going to become more visible in the community, and through activities such as Fire Prevention Week, where we went into the school to do demos with the kids. This year it was grades K through 3, and our theme was not to be afraid of a fully dressed fireman. Reach out to them for help. Statistics have shown that in a situation in a home where the home is filled with smoke and you have a child, a young child especially, that is trapped in a room, sometimes the child will become afraid of a fully dressed bunker-geared fireman. It scares them. They see a person with a fully breathing apparatus on, and they don't reach out for help to you. In some instances, firemen have crawled right by children that were hiding in a smoke-filled room, and the children were scared of them, and those children succumbed to that. So our mission was to dress in bunker gear at school with the full breathing apparatus on, to hear how it sounds and what we sound like. It kind of sounds like Darth Vader when you walk around. But the kids really took on to that, that they were not going to be afraid of a fireman. They were going to reach out and grab you if you're going by them, to know that we're there to rescue them. And this year, for the first time, our department had an open house. That was in October. And at the open house, of course, everybody had a chance to look at the department and its equipment. But our real focus, and one of our focuses in 2013, is going to be smoke alarm setup and usage in your homes. Also, fire extinguishers and fire escape plans from your home. This is really, really important that we're going to really try to nail those really hard in 2013. We're going to offer a complete program that's going to be hopefully free, where we will offer you free fire extinguishers, all those kinds of things, especially in homes that have elderly or with children. We want those homes to be up to new code, especially with these smoke detectors. There's some new technology out there that is really awesome, the dual sensor technology that we all want you to put up into your homes. Now you might say, well, I just installed smoke detectors 5 years ago. Well, since then there's been new technology that has really improved the sensitivity of the detectors to help to alert you. So those are some of our community activities and involvements, and we'd like to increase that in 2013. Now I'd like to just discuss with you a little bit about what about our future equipment needs are. The district, through their mill levy, is very limited to the amount of money that they can raise. I believe on the average it's between $23,000 and $25,000 for 1 year. That's what the department receives through taxes. We found that to be wholly inadequate, and that's why the department members themselves have decided to help take the pressure off the district, with some of these fundraisers that we're doing to acquire much needed equipment. There's two things, or there's more than two things, but some important things. We're looking for at least one water transfer pump. Approximately $1,300 a water transfer pump costs. We're looking for a water monitor. A water monitor is a device that mounts to the front of a bumper of a pickup, and you have a joystick inside the pickup, and you control the fire yourself with the joystick. It's gotten to be where many of our fires, because of our limited number of available personnel, we find that we're the only ones on a fire pickup. And so it's hard to run a hose and drive the truck at the same time. So what we like to get an automatic device to attach to the pickup so that you can drive and you can fight fire at the same time with the joystick. The joystick, you can turn the nozzle where you want to in the front. You can adjust the style of water flow and everything. So that's $8,000. That's one of our goals for 2013. We're also looking for a new roof ladder, which is about $500. Always hoses and nozzles, updates, bunker gear, and of course different other kinds of training expenses. Now you heard me talk about the equipment fund that was set up, beginning with the timeout auction and with the motorcycle second brigade. That is for not necessarily brand new, but a newer pumper than what we have now. Right now we have a 1984 Chevrolet pumper with no longer parts available for the pump itself. We're in really, really dire circumstances. Looking at used models between 1998 and 2002, you're looking at between $100,000 and $110,000. Normally a brand new pumper is about $380,000. So we really want to try hard through grant writing process this year to at least try to make half of that amount, at least $50,000 in 1 year. We're hoping to score that. It's imperative that we get a different pumper. This is the lifeline or the lifeblood of the department's equipment. And it's just that the money has just not been there. So this is something that we're really going to strive for. We know it has to be a used piece of equipment, but we're hoping that it is something that is going to be certified and well refurbished. In 2013, some of our projects that we'd like to extend and events we'd like to have are more regional training here at our own firehouse in Strasburg, like the live propane burn training that we had this summer. We would like to have more of a regional where all kinds of men from different departments can get together and we can share training experiences together and also funding together to pay for this. We also are going to continue our writing of grants to update or add to our present equipment. According to a lot of the reports that I read, a lot of equipment after 10 years, it literally should be taken out of service. We also, in 2013, we want to be more community present and to bring you about awareness issues. For instance, some of the issues that we are really concerned about is you calling 911 when you get into trouble or you get into a circumstance where you need help. I mean, this is imperative that you dial the number. Don't call somebody else and ask them to do it for you or whatever. I mean, the call is, you paid for the call, why not use it? We come out to help you for free. You have to use and call 911. The other thing is like I visited before with you, is going to be home safety. I mean, when we're not going to come in, we're not going to barge into your home and invade your privacy. I mean, we would talk to you about it if we could come into your home and we could do an assessment of what you have there for your smoke detectors, your fire extinguishers, and your escape route. We really want to help you with those kinds of things. We want to set that up for you. And hopefully, but before that would happen, we would have the granting in place to buy those extinguishers, those smoke detectors and extinguishers. We'd like to make it a free thing for you, especially those that are elderly or that have children in their home. We would like to continue the fundraising for locally to help the burdens that the district feels financially. I mean, we want to work together hand in hand, we and the district, and this is the way that we think we can do it most effectively. Make it known to you that there has been lots of tax increases and mill levy increases through all kinds of different groups and organizations. But there has not been any kind of increase in the fire department since 1982. There has not been any increase, and that might be something that has to be looked at in order to meet our equipment and training needs. And most importantly, to serve you again this 2013 in a professional manner and God's safe hand upon us in our performance of our duties. God bless you and safe keep you.